Welcome back everyone. Today we will learn about atoms and bonding. What is an atom? Atom is the smallest particle of an element. Atoms of the same element have same sizes, but atoms of different elements have different sizes. This table shows the relative atom sizes. When two or more atoms chemically bond together, they form a molecule. Molecule of an element is made up of a fixed number of the same type of atoms. For example, an oxygen molecule consists of 2 oxygen atoms. Molecule of a compound is made up of a fixed proportion of different types of atoms. For example, water molecule is H2O, methane molecule is CH4, carbon dioxide molecule is CO2. The chemical symbol represents an atom of the element. The chemical formula represents the number and types of elements contained in the molecule. The tables below list some common chemical symbols in chemical formula. How to count the number of atoms in a chemical formula. Let's take a look at an example, 3H2O. Next, we discuss more about atoms, the atomic structure, the elements in the periodic table, and the isotopes. Atoms are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Each proton has one positive charge, and its relative mass is 1. Neutron has no charge, its relative mass is also 1, and both neutrons and protons make up the nucleus, located at the center of the atom. Surrounding the center nucleus are the electron shells, which consist of electrons. Each electron has one negative charge, and it has negligible mass. The information about number of protons, neutrons, electrons, and mass, for all atoms, can be found in the periodic table. However, you need to know how to extract these info from the periodic table. Let's take a look at an example, sodium. Number of protons is equal to the atomic number, or proton number. Total number of protons and neutrons is equal to the mass number, or nucleon number. Number of electrons is equal to the number of protons, because an atom is neutral in charge. Number of neutrons is equal to the number of protons and neutrons minus the number of protons. Isotopes are atoms of the same element, with the same number of protons and electron, but different number of neutrons. Isotopes have similar chemical properties as they have the same number of electrons. Isotopes have different physical properties as they differ in mass, densities, and boiling points due to the different number of neutrons. For example, hydrogen has 3 isotopes, protium, deuterium, and tritium. All 3 of them have 1 proton and 1 electron each, but the number of neutrons are 0, 1, and 2 respectively. Next, we discuss about the arrangement of electrons in an atom, how to draw them, and how to fill electrons in electron shells. Electrons are arranged in shells around the nucleus. Each atom can have multiple electron shells. The electrons fill the innermost shell first. When the innermost shell is filled, then electrons fills the next available shell, and so on. Each electron shell has a maximum number of electrons that can fill in. The first shell can have a maximum of 2 electrons. The second shell can have a maximum of 8 electrons. The third shell can have a maximum of 8 electrons also. Valence electrons are electrons found in the outermost shell, and they are responsible for bonding. Let's take a look at an example, chlorine atom. From the periodic table, chlorine symbol is Cl, and it has 17 electrons in total. After 2 electrons fully fill the first shell, there are 15 electrons remain to be filled. After completely filling the second shell with 8 electrons, there are 7 electrons remain to be filled. The third shell can have a maximum of 8 electrons, so the last 7 electrons can only partially fill the shell. In other words, the valence shell of chlorine atom is the third shell, which is partially filled with 7 valence electrons. Why do we need to understand the arrangement of electrons in the atom? It is because an atom with a fully filled valence shell has a very special characteristic. We name such type of atom noble gas. Noble gases are elements found in group 8 of the period table. During a chemical reaction, valence electrons are either shared, given away, or taken in. Chemical reactions take place so that all elements involved attain a fully filled valence shell, just like a noble gas. Noble gases are unreactive and stable as they have no tendency to share, lose, or gain electrons. In a covalent bond, valence electrons are shared to form a molecule. There is no change in the number of electrons. When electrons are lost, the number of electrons decreases, there are more protons than electrons, and the positive ion, or cation, is formed. When electrons are gained, the number of electrons increases, there are more electrons than protons, and the negative ion, or anion, is formed. Ionic bond is formed between a cation and an anion. That's all for today. Thank you for the effort to learn with me. Stay tuned for more interesting lessons. See you next time. Bye-bye.